Good afternoon and a warm welcome back to Table 2. What a great game we've got lined up here. This is Pro Series 4. It's Jack Whelan against Tom Jones. Again joined on commentary by Chris Day. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, Nick. Ominous signs already if Jack Whelan's pumping that cue ball back down the middle.
Yeah.
And getting balls off the break.
He's off the back of a 7-0 win against Carl Boys. So he's finding some form.
Fair to say he's in reasonable touch then.
Yeah, but tough game here against Tom. I mean, Tom's one of those players. He's full of energy. He's one of those. He's almost sort of a bit like Cole Bedford in a way, where he's just like a little firecracker around the table. He's full of energy and just buzzes around. He's a dangerous little player. Actually, he's already had some really good results over the last couple of weekends. Over the first 4 events, but he's got a tough one here against Jack Whelan.
Yeah, he's got 2 of those really, really good qualities that you look for in a young ball player. He's got no fear and the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, absolutely. That one just gone slightly awry for Jack. It's still okay, but that red he would have wanted to stay over the middle pocket. It's just travelled just above. Shouldn't be a problem, but he would have wanted to probably use that as a connector ball.
Yeah, and taking reds, you would say he's obviously fancying the skill shot in the top right, where the yellow is over the pocket potentially. And he should know, because obviously coming over from the black ball side originally, skill shots were a big part of those rules. So yeah, he would be best qualified to know. For me, I would be thinking straight away that was probably a little bit too close to skill shot, but we're going to find out. Shouldn't have to do too much with the cue ball, so if this red does drift through the yellow, which is a fair way in fairness, he'll just have the red to drop in the centre and nothing to do for the other red. Yeah, played it really well. Obviously has slightly more of an angle than it looks on this red if he's looking at coming across the other side of the 8 ball for the red in the bottom left. Can't just drop it in for the red bottom right. And there you see it.
Just far enough. He stayed down on the shot. He was worried about how far that ball was going to travel, but it's come far enough.
Yeah, it was one of those shots, wasn't it? If you underhit it, the 8 ball plays big, and you can easily overhit it, land on the cushion and be behind the yellow, so the gap would have looked quite small from where Jack was when he was playing the shot.
Ooh, use the knuckle. It's a good opening frame from Jack Whelan. Fully expect him to get this 8 ball and get the first frame on the board. Very nice.
Yep, great work from Jack.
The young Liverpudlian. Good solid break, but
Gonna get kicked in off sadly.
yeah.
Has managed to have a little cluster gang around the 8 ball though.
Yeah, this one's a little bit messy, isn't it? The yellow that Jack's putting that ball near at the top of the table is.
I think Jack's looking, can he come round sort of side cushion, bottom cushion and into him? It doesn't look like the angle's necessarily there, because it looks like the yellow by the 8 ball spot might be just in the way, but
Yeah.
he can play it with enough side, if that is what he's playing. He might just go straight into it off one cushion. And he has.
That's a very good result.
That'll do well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there were problems on both yellows and reds, but having ball in hand really helped there. Just allowed him to get that problem on reds out of the way. And he's away again. I think he probably was trying to hold for the plant. It's I mean, you never choose to take a plant, but when it's that simple, I think that's definitely what he was trying to target, because it's harder to get out from this red.
Yeah, I agree.
Just overran it slightly. can screw straight back.
Yeah, nice little bounce, so he gets all areas of the cue ball as well. So where these balls are, I think he's going to be, ideally you'd want to play on the one on the bottom cushion first, but I'm not sure he can. But he did want to leave an angle on this one, and I'm not sure he's left enough.
No.
He'll be a lot closer to the left-hand side cushion there.
May just be forced into having to top through here and play it from the short rail, which is what he's looking at now, which makes it so much harder to get back out for the 8 ball then.
Yeah, because he can't even play short position on the 8 ball to the top left either, because of the yellow in the way. So he might have to really punch it across if he can.
Yeah, there's just a fraction of an angle, isn't there? Oh, what a shot. Brilliant. I think he's just got enough angle here again to punch up table. If it's dead straight, he's going to have to really power it, but I think there's just enough there. He judged that previous shot really well.
Yeah, great knowledge from Jack, to be fair, because the cue ball being slightly smaller than the object balls, once you push it with any pace, the instinct of the cue ball, even with topspin on, it's always that it wants to first come backwards and come away from the ball, and that's what made him generate the angle, because the cue ball hit the object ball
on the circuit. So he took some of his pace off of that. That was probably about 70% of what Jack can offer. A little bit more control.
Yeah, and the balls have split well, but it's one of those, reds or yellows, you probably edge towards reds, but the starter you've got isn't the easiest. It's probably going to be this one that's at the bottom of the table that he's closest to.
There is a pattern there on yellows if he chooses to. I mean, he's got that ball on the right hand side cushion that you can use to get short position on the one on the top cushion. Reds it is.
Yeah, not much to do with the cue ball at least, and he's going to be on the other red.
Nice. Good control.
Yeah, the only thing he needs to really calculate from here is how to get on the 8 ball if it doesn't go bottom right as we look. It certainly goes top left.
It will go bottom right, won't it? Because he's going to move the red now, and he can definitely get to the potting angle of it from above. So it certainly won't go bottom left or left centre, obviously. So it's got a couple of options for it.
Good position now, Jack. He's got the 2 more awkward balls out the way, so now it's just a case of him deciding what route he wants to pick for these 4. We're trying to find the path of least resistance for the cue ball.
Thought he was going to go top right here and then just run down. Well, maybe he couldn't get to that potting angle that I thought he could get to, because he's just come down and given it a nudge. I think if it did go, he would have probably gone top right there and just come on the right hand side for the one in the middle, and then the other one into the right middle to then stun across for the 8. But he needed to move it, and he's in prime again.
Yeah, just about pace control here.
Yeah.
A little bit too thin, and the yellow in the way to sort of go off 2 cushions.
It's a small window to play in because he's coming across the line, isn't he?
Yeah.
You would always try to come into the line of the ball, but as you say, the 2 cushion was blocked by the yellow. So when you're playing that 1 cushion, you have to be much more accurate.
Straight or just off straight in a ball to the middle, and yeah, I was half ball on another ball at the bottom of the table, and because I was in a rhythm and feeling quite natural, I've just played the shot sort of off the bottom cushion and up, and come across the line and gone too far, and it's ended up costing me the frame and possibly the match. Whereas if I'd have stunned it off 2, I couldn't have gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tom's first opportunity with his hand on the table was not a great one.
Yeah, you feel for him here, don't you? He's hit a good break, he's potted a ball, and he's been left playing the cue ball. And you can probably see about a quarter of an inch of it.
Yeah, that was tough. That was very tough. I mean, it's a pot that he'd back himself to get, but my goodness, it was way harder than it could have been. I mean, with a break like that, you expect a better chance of an opener. And the pressure was on that one as well, because he knows if he misses it, he's just leaving the table wide open for Jack.
Yeah, and also, as you can see now, the better ball was the Reds anyway.
Yeah.
So not only did he not have a great opening shot, he had a bad opening shot on the colour set he probably didn't want.
Yeah. All about the red that's closest to the left centre. It's obviously guarded by two balls. He can get through that gap, but he'd have to find the gap. The red that's kind of just to the right and below the eight ball is going to help him if indeed he does try to find that gap.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, as we're looking at the four reds, you've got the red by the middle pocket, the red at the bottom of the table, and the two reds in the middle. If you land straight to either corner on either one of those, he can find that gap. But he probably wants to either play it soon or leave it to the last ball.
Yeah. He's left an angle here, but I don't think if he had a bigger angle, he could target the yellow and just come up and cannon into the yellow and leave himself on a choice of either red. But I don't think that he's quite got the angle here.
No, I mean, I think he might play for the red in the middle now.
Yeah, he's played for the gap.
Yeah, he can.
Is he okay?
Half ball on the 8 here.
Yeah.
Knowing full well that he's going to nudge the 8 sort of into a bit of a better position, and he's pretty much guaranteed to be on this last red. So it's whether he wants to play the red in the corner first and then play a positional shot on the 8, or whether he wants to nudge the 8 now.
Yeah. I wondered, has he found the gap? Has he come to?
Yeah, I think this is the way I would choose, to be honest, because you're taking luck out of the equation. If you can die this in with a bit of right hand side, the cue ball is naturally going to go into the yellow that he's next to, and that will leave him low on the 8.
Ooh, just played that a little bit tentatively, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just, you saw the red going off the knuckle. I think it just hit it a little bit thicker than he wanted to. Yeah. Probably just put a bit of side on and it took.
Yeah.
Leaves this a bit tougher, but you still would expect him to get it.
Yeah, blind pocket, but they're nice shots to be played. You don't have to do anything with the cue ball.
Yeah. One dry break and a decent break with a bad layout. And he finds himself 4-0 down against one of the best players. It's going to be a hard road back from here. 8 ball goes in, but no relevance. It just comes back out and goes onto the spot, which is a rule I still love. Why we need to re-rack a table because the 8 goes in, I'll never understand. I really love the introduction of this rule.
Yes, but I would change it in that if you pot the 8 ball and nothing else, you should stay at the table.
Yeah. You mentioned that before, I think. Yeah.
Should be the hardest ball on the table to pot. You should be able to stay at the table for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jack will be looking at the yellows.
Again, you could probably make a case for either. If you can see the potting angle on the one at the top of the table, the reds are all there as well.
Yeah, that would be a bonus if you can get through to this potting angle straight away.
Yeah.
Because that definitely makes red, a much better option.
Wow, that is a kiss that he didn't really want, because I think that red went to bottom right, and now it doesn't.
Yeah, he's just having a look. If not, he has potentially got the angle to sort of stun off 2 cushions and get back on that red near the 8 in the middle where he's taking this one now.
Oh, gives it another flick, little nudge. Very nice ball control. I don't think it goes to bottom right now, but it certainly goes to bottom left.
Yeah.
Still got to play a good positional shot here, though.
Yeah, I think he'll. Yeah, just plays in and out of bulk really well.
Yeah, again, Jack does let his emotions play out on the table. You quite often see that kind of thing from him. He's just watching that ball, willing it to slow down so he can hold for the...
If he's straight in on the one in the middle, he's fine, isn't he? 'Cause he can drop that in, drop the one bottom right, and then play this one as his last ball. But now it's this one, and then the one in the right centre, you would feel. So he might be able to punch up past this yellow and leave himself straight. Yep, yeah, the angle. Again, he might be slightly annoyed that he's gone a little bit too far, but it just means he's got to use the bottom cushion.
He's just going to dink. He's gonna, yeah, bottom cushion and back up. Just played the bottom of the ball just to hold the cue ball in the middle of the table. Classy performance so far from Jack Whelan. The comeback has to start somewhere. And it has to start with a ball off the break.
Oh, and
more heartbreak for Tom Jones.
yeah, and what's worse is the last ball moving, which is the red on the right hand side of the table here. Just watch it coming off the bottom cushion now. If it stops anywhere around there, it's a bit of work for Jack to do on the reds, but the fact that it's gone past and he's now available in that middle just makes these for Jack probably fairly routine. Ball bottom left will be his last ball for the 8, so
look at Tom over in the side who's literally just slumped back in his chair. I mean, that body language just tells you everything you need to know about the way he feels at the moment. The thing is, he'll be bitterly disappointed because he's made some amazing performances already over this weekend. He really has. Yeah. He's had some really good wins, and you know, you get on the stream table and you really want to make a good account for yourself. You'd have been revved up to play Jack as well.
Yep.
It's just had no chances.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Normally in defeat, you can take something away, you can learn from it, but there's not a great deal you can take away or learn from this. It's not like, you know, or if I'd have taken that chance, things might have been different. You know, I can work on this, I can work on that. He's just not got any luck off of the 3 breaks he's had so far. Jack's cleared the 3 breaks he's had, and cleared up every time he's got to the table as well. So, yeah, sometimes there's just nothing you can do.
A little closer to the cushion than maybe you'd like, but it won't cause him any issues whatsoever.
4th break and run on the bounce.
Makes a ball and
It's got to be reds, but those 2 reds by the 8 ball spot look like they might cause an issue.
I think he's got a choice of red or yellow. I think he's got a yellow he could play to right centre. He's got the red to bottom corner. So yeah, it's just about the choice he wants to make here. I agree with you. It should be reds, probably because the difference between them at the moment is the yellow in the middle of the top cushion, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, and it's if it went to either corner, you'd definitely be going yellows. But it's just a really guarded ball. Although it goes in the left, top left, it's really difficult to get on. It's really difficult to get out if you do get on it. So it's led to a really tough decision from Jack, and he's decided on yellows.
Yeah, I mean, hard to imagine what the deciding factor was there. Probably the fact that he couldn't quite see the pattern to be able to move the 2 reds in the middle of the table, because the ball he would have had to pot is the closest one to it, and those 2 would have needed development. And what do you use to develop them? So
exactly, yeah, because they don't go top. They didn't go top left, and they wouldn't go top right. So it's going to be the glue the cue ball to the red
Yeah.
and play the turnover shot. And
Tommy's going to come to the table, but he's not going to like what he sees.
yeah, if he can find a turnover shot here, I think the yellow by the red in the middle of the table does go to the bottom pocket. So he is going to have to find it with a bit of an angle and maybe leave the cue ball on this side rail if he can.
It's a clever shot.
Yeah, he's played it really well.
Yeah.
He's made it as hard as he can
Yep.
from the situation he was in, basically. So
Absolutely.
that's all you can do.
This is a tough pot from off the cushion, length of the table, offset angle, blind pocket. Yeah, that was hard.
So, first real chance, you would say, for Tom Jones. But a tricky one. I think he can drop this one in right centre, leave an angle on this one in the middle of the table to drop into the two reds, and I think the red furthest to the left hand side at the bottom here does pass that yellow as well. I don't think Jack's fully covered the pocket there, so if he can get this nudge right, he just wants to probably full ball the left of the two,
Yeah.
ever so slightly, give it a little tickle.
Yep. Doesn't need any pace. I wouldn't have hit it that hard, I don't think. I mean, he's absolutely fine because he's hit it full ball, but he could have literally just come down and moved it half a roll.
Correct.
And I mean, the problem is the way he played it. If he hits it half ball, he's in no man's land. If you play, as I say, if you play that not dead weight, but just over dead weight to move it half a ball, it's enough. And that's probably just an experience thing. He does love to punch a ball, but I think more can go wrong with the way he played it. If you saw Jack play that shot, there's no way he'd have played it at that pace.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, so stunning to the yellow possibly here. Just to leave yourself the angle to come over for the 8.
Nice control. Just enough there, I think, to stun through the gap.
He's going to have to punch it through.
Yeah.
But he plays his shots like this anyway, doesn't he? So
Nice.
yeah, and he's avoided the donut.
He has. We watched a similar game to this last night, didn't we?
He did.
Declan, Stevie Dempsey against Andy Williams. Yeah, it's gone at a fair pace, isn't it? Oh dear, it's more of the same.
Yeah. I mean, I think he had a bit of luck when the cue ball jumped out of the middle pocket after it jumped into the middle pocket.
Yeah.
But still, you can tell there's a bit of a frustrated shoulder gone into that.
Yeah.
He's hit it a bit harder than he's hit his previous ones. That's understandable. And has Jack left the angle?
Yeah, I think it's just there.
He won't be bothered here if he can nudge the yellow out the way or nudge the 8 ball.
Yeah, I think for me the preference. Well, I was going to say the preference. The preference for me would have been the 8, and the reason is because you were guaranteed to be on that ball at the top.
Yeah.
If you go into the 8, whereas you weren't. He's still on it off the cushion by the look of it. He may just be able to get through to it still, but
Yeah, he's inside cushion. I think he wanted to be on the plant, to be honest, because if he was on the red that's furthest down the table as we look, he could have planted out onto one over the bag and nudged the other two into a good position, knowing that he was leaving the ball over the pocket, so his sort of work would have been done, everything would have been out in the open.
if the ball that Tom's closest to went to middle, this would be a very good chance, but it doesn't. So again, he's going to have to open up with a really big pot under pressure.
Yeah, a little less pressure you would say, because of where the 8 ball is, there's no easy way for Jack to develop that, and it doesn't actually look like it goes anywhere.
It doesn't, no, not a single pocket. There you see.
So yeah, I don't think Jack will be going here, even though he is 6-1 up. I think you'll find him. He's played that well. Yeah, unless he can find a way to get a ball sort of down the table towards the left middle, so he can develop the 8.
If he can leave the 1 to the right corner as his last ball, then he could go 1 cushion and come down into the 8.
Yeah, but
That's
the plant's gone.
definitely what he's trying to do.
I don't think he wanted it in, do you? From his reaction.
No, doesn't look like it, does it?
I think he's trying to weld the cue ball to the back of the yellow
Yeah.
again and leave it over the hole.
Yeah.
To be fair though, here, if he cuts this one along the top, plays it with a touch of top and left hand side, cannons the red below it, half ball, and brings it towards this middle pocket,
Yeah.
he's going to be over on the 1 that's over the hole, probably,
Yeah.
and he's going to have a ball with which he can cannon into the 8. So it depends if he's feeling
Yeah.
aggressive.
This is a very thin cut, though. I think he's going to stun him behind the yellow, or just play a little containing shot.
Yeah, I think he might have left a loss of turn here though, and Tom can cut this yellow back, put it over the hole, get the red out of the way, and he can hide the white at the bottom of the table. Just needs to sort of half stun it so he goes between the gap of the middle pocket and the yellow on the right hand side, and anywhere down on this bottom cushion you'll have Jack in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, you saw a slump of Jack's shoulders. He knew, well, that's...
Yeah, well, it looked like he had the angle to do that from here,
Yeah.
but these cameras have deceived us a lot in the past,
Oh, yeah.
so
Yeah.
we'll give him the benefit and say he probably didn't have the angle, and hence he's felt forced into going to the double potentially. But he still has got that saving grace of the 8 ball. It still is tough for Jack from here. So not only is he going to have to try to move it with his last ball, it means he's got to land on it in moving it as well.
He's a little straight on this one as well.
And where the yellows are, you have to say, if he doesn't get them, it's going to be a really nice chance.
Oh, he's left a massive angle. Well,
Yeah,
that...
he's guaranteed an angle, you'd say. You can play this with a trace of bottom and left if he wants to, and go off 2 cushions to make it a bigger target, or he can just top it off 1 cushion. Oh, he's just caught the jaw. I think he caught the top jaw of the middle pocket.
Top
didn't he?
knuckle and came down the inside.
Yeah.
Well, how's your luck? Because there's nowhere safe on the table, so you just need to give this.
Yeah, I think he's looking
at
getting the 8 ball moving a long way.
Well, he's looking at double kiss, so
Yeah.
into the 8, yellow comes back and hits the 8 into the middle pocket. How about that for a shot? Oh my goodness me, what a great effort.
Not a bad effort at all.
Great foresight to see that shot. Brilliant. Oh, that would have been highlight reel, that's for sure.
Would have been, yeah.
God.
Again, a nice open chance for Tom. Should get back to... Oh dear. I was going to say he should get back to 6-2 here. But it is tough when you're that far behind. And he's just come across one and he's left Jack plumb on the 8 to the top corner to round up the match.
Yep. Jack gobbles that one up, and it's been a very good performance from Jack Whelan. He looks on top form at the moment. Who would bet against him lifting this trophy at the end of this weekend? He is on form.